Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here. What I got for you today is a neat review of a neat new airplane. This is the Flybear FX861. Now, as you look at the Flybear FX861, it is a model, somewhat of a scale model, of the Shenyang J15 Flying Shark. Now, the Flying Shark is a carrier-launched airplane from China. This appears, again, to be a version of that for RC aircraft. Now, this particular model runs about $56, I believe, online. It requires some assembly, namely, you have to glue on the vertical stabilizers on this aircraft. They don't come already attached, but other than that, and also put in the landing gear on it. But after that, it's ready to go. Now, this particular aircraft, as you can see here, does not have any control surfaces that are RC. This is controlled. It's a two-channel aircraft, and it's controlled by differential thrust on the motors, thrust on the motors. If you want to turn to the right, this motor will provide more thrust and push it to the right. If you want to turn to the left, this motor will provide more thrust and push it to the left. Now, another thing this does not have, if you look at it, is there's not much dihedral. There's no dihedral, so I'm a little concerned about stability of this aircraft. We'll find out when we fly it here. Other features of this aircraft, it includes blue LED lights on the exhaust from the motors to simulate afterburner. Now, I don't know if we'll be able to see that in daylight, but on cloudy, dark days, you might be able to see that. And flying at night, you should be able to see it, but I would not recommend flying this at night because it does not have any other lights other than the on-off switch on the front here. You won't be able to see this at night. Now, but also the front, if you look at this, has the front nose of the aircraft has a crushable cone here. It's just soft rubber, so it should be able to withstand nose-in impacts or lessen the chance of breaking the aircraft and crushing up the foam of this. Additionally, it comes with a, I forgot the milliamp hour of the battery, but heck. But mine did not come with a battery door. And because of that, I'm holding my battery in via Velcro strap on the front here. But there is an on-off switch for it to turn it on and off. And other than that, that's it in a nutshell. You know, it's a scale model of the Flying Shark. Now, the controller for this is for two-channel control. You just have throttle control on the left here, and you have yaw control on the right here, which varies the motor thrust. And down here you have a little bit of tuning, or you can trim up the right or left yaw. You can provide more throttle or more thrust on the right by turning this clockwise, this knob here clockwise, and less thrust on the right motor by turning it counterclockwise. And similarly, you can provide more thrust on the left motor by turning this left knob clockwise or left counterclockwise for less thrust on the left motor. So in effect, if you're yawing to the right, you might want to give it a little bump up the right motor a little bit more to push it to the left, and if you're yawing to the left, you might want to give it a little more throttle to make the motor or the aircraft yaw to the right. So that is it. Let's go for a flight of this. Again, I am a little bit concerned because of the lack of dihedral, and I'm not a skilled pilot by any means, particularly with fixed wing. So, but I'm going to try to be careful, and we'll see how this flies. Hope you enjoy this flight of the Flybear FX861. Okay, we have a slight breeze coming from the west. I'm going to fly it into the wind. I'm also going to set my timer here today because I don't know how long this will fly and how stable. If it's stable, I'll stay up in the air until the aircraft the motors stop. But if it's not stable, I'm going to come down in about 5 minutes. So, setting the timer for 5 minutes. And turning on the airplane, we have its on-off switch, placing it on the ground, binding the aircraft, turning on the transmitter, and it requires 2 up-downs to bind it. Oh no, maybe just 1 up-down. Okay, we're ready to go, turning on my timer. Let's go for a flight of the Flybear FX861. Hope you enjoy this flight. Turning to the left. Well, actually, it is kind of stable. And it actually looks cool. Less throttle. Reducing throttle. It rights itself. I don't know how it does it. It doesn't have much dihedral on it, but it does. Okay, let's reduce the throttle. I'm way up high. But this thing is very stable. It has great range. It's advertised at 120 meters, but the range is pretty damn good. Now, I'm not going to do any acrobatics with this today, but I will do it probably in the future flights. I just want to get a feel for it today. Let me try to reduce the throttle some more. But boy, it's a great flyer. How do they make this fly so good? You know, because you'd think it would not be stable. I'm gliding right now. It glides great. It flies very similar to the other Flybear series, except this thing's a big jet fighter. Very stable. Excellent flyer. I like this. I'm having fun with it, folks. If you could tell. See, you let go and it levels off. Oh, here comes some guys I want to shoot down. Get those ravens. Give it a little more throttle. I was a little bit scared at first with this, but not anymore. This is a great beginner's airplane. After you guys fly the the other FX800 series, consider this one as a follow-on. It's fun and it's cool. Cool looking. Let me bring it down again. I'm going up too high again. It loves to climb. Very stable. This is a wonderful airplane. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, it's easy to fly. Let me show you that. Let's bring it down some a bit. Not much doing it, you know, it just loves to glide. Just loves to fly. I hardly got any throttle on it at all. Let's see if it comes down. It doesn't want to come down. This must be a real long flyer too. Wonderful airplane. Flybear done it again. Flybear really makes some cool airplanes. I like them. I like just about every one that they've made. Let's see if I can fly right over my position. Let's do that again. Oh, I can see the afterburner. In the daylight, I saw it. It's coming downwind now. This will be a faster run. I saw the blue afterburner lights. You can't see them. I want you guys to see this wonderful airplane, huh? See the blue afterburner lights again. You can't see it in daylight. I'm having a ball with this one, folks. I'm still not going to do acrobatics. I'll save that for the next flight. But for this one, I'm just going to go up and down the field, doing passes to show you it flying. Reducing throttle again. Gliding. Let's see how it glides. Glides very well. Going up downwind, got to increase the throttle a bit. This is so cool. Such a cool airplane for the price too. But again, all it is a 2-channel aircraft. I'm just surprised that they were able to make this and design it and that it would fly so well. Okay, I got to put a camera on this too. Flybear. Let's try turning to the right. Okay, I got other things to fly today, and the throttle's starting to get a little sluggish. I better start thinking about bringing it in. I want to go down the other end of the field though, because the wind's coming from that direction there. And lining up for a landing. My little foamy, my Flybear foamy. Coming in for a carrier landing. A bounce. Bouncy bounce. That was cool, folks. I like this airplane. This is a nice one. Again, this is the Flybear FX861. It's an excellent flyer. Good beginner's aircraft. Let's see, did I touch those props on that bounce? I think I might have, because I see a little bit of dirt, but they appear to be fine. Okay, again, that was the FX861. Let me turn it off. You can't see the afterburner when you're flying away from yourself. I'm surprised at that. Very good plane. Hopefully yours will come with a battery door. Mine did not. I don't know what happened. You know, it must have got lost in shipment. But otherwise, I like this plane. It's fun. Okay, Quadcopter 101. I hope you enjoyed this flight. Quadcopter 101, signing out. Good morning, Quadcopter 101, back again with the Flybear FX861 Shenyang, what is this, J15 Flying Shark scale model. I flew this yesterday, and it flew very well. I was very surprised how well this thing flew. It was very stable. It would auto, even though it doesn't have dihedral, if you let go of the throttle and let go of the sticks, it would auto level itself and come into a glide. Very good flyer. Unfortunately, it's a very fast flyer also. So most of my flight yesterday was done at great distance. You really couldn't see this on the video when I got home. And I was kind of disappointed with that because, you know, I only did a few close by passes, and it was hard to do those close by passes because of the speed of this thing. Try to line it up within 150 meters or so of the range of the transmitter. It's kind of difficult to do. So, with that in mind, I want to do another flight of this thing. But this time, to keep the video interesting, if you notice here, I put a piece of Velcro on the top here. And with that in mind, what I am going to do is attach an 808 keychain camera on top. So we'll get aerial video view of today's flight. This should be pretty cool. 808 keychain camera is has a lot of utility to it, folks. If you don't have one of these, you're missing out, because you can throw this on just about anything, because it only weighs 20 grams. And it gives you reasonably good video too. So let me make sure it's on there good. It's not going to come off. That seems to be good. Okay, let's go for a flight of the Flybear FX861, but this time we're going to include aerial video of the flight. Hope you enjoy this flight. Okay, I got that on there. Turning on the aircraft. At the same time, turning on my camera. Camera is recording. We'll point it down the end of the field there. We actually should be good to go here, folks. Just need my transmitter. Excuse me. Binding it to the aircraft. And we're good to go. Hope you enjoy this flight, folks, of the Flybear FX861 Flying Shark, J15 Flying Shark. And it flies. Center of gravity's a little off because of that camera. Let's see if I can turn this up. Oh, I see what's wrong. Somehow this knob here got turned. Okay, it feels the weight a bit, but it's flying with it, which is good. You gotta be a little more gentle with the controls with that weight on top of it than it was before, or as it was yesterday. But it can fly with it. Just gotta be a little more careful with the controls. Don't overcorrect too much. There it goes by me. So, I like this airplane. It is neat. I like that it has good range too. You know, I'm flying there at the edge of the field with this thing. But I can see that it feels that extra weight on top there. I put that over the center of gravity of the airplane. How I found the center of gravity, I just taped a piece of string to the top and moved it down the backbone of the aircraft until the aircraft was balanced on that piece of string. But it's flying, folks, with that extra 20 grams attached. Oh, did you see that raven? I don't know if you saw that or not, but I'm not going to go chasing ravens today. Seems to fly better making left turns. They're more gentle. Why is that? It wants to turn to the right, so I am going to bank it to the left a bit, or trim it to the left a bit. I just discovered this right trim button on this controller here is inoperative. There's only really one trim control, and that's the right side one. There she goes by me, the tiger shark. Let's take it up a little higher. Give it a little more throttle. Actually, let's not. The reason being, I want you folks to see this. If I take it up high, I know you can't see it. From yesterday's video, I saw this thing was hard as heck to see, especially with its color paint scheme that it's got there. I wish I would have got a different color paint scheme. I got the combat one, and the combat one is camouflaged, and it's hard to see in flight. Bringing the throttle down a little bit more. Probably seeing how I'm turning here, it's probably real wiggly. That's the way you turn this little two-channel airplane with its motors, and it can be wobbly. And that tiger shark, or flying shark. I guess there is a tiger shark out there somewhere too. Oh! I turned too hard. You got to be careful with this. Seems to be a one piece, folks. Okay, that's enough with the camera on top. I'm going to take off the camera and do the remainder of the flight without the camera to see if it flies better. Because that camera was weighing it down. I could feel it. I lost the nose cone. The nose cone did what it was supposed to do. Hopefully. We'll find out here. And again, this is a crushable nose cone. The idea being, okay, that propeller, I see a propeller laying there, so that's probably my propeller. Anything else out here in the field? No. This comes with extra propellers, folks, by the way. Let's see here. Put your nose cone back on. And that's enough video for today. Let me turn that off. I need to use this camera for something else today. You'll see in the follow-on video. And removing it from the Velcro. And putting my propeller back on. Let me do a quick inspection. Still looks good, folks. It absorbs crashes. So now we know it absorbs crashes. Okay, the wind's coming in from that direction a bit. I got the weight of the camera off this. Does it still fly? No. And also, before we do fly, let me show you. Can you see those afterburners, folks? I don't think I showed that yesterday, but there's the afterburner LEDs. Let's go back up again with the Flybear. And it still flies. It needs to be trimmed to the left. Yeah, now it's flying much better. It can lift an 808, but you might want to think twice about that because it weighs it down quite a bit. And now I can fly it much gentler. Okay, let's see if I can keep it close. I got into a little trouble there again. I turned too hard. And what I did to get out of trouble there, I still bumped the ground, but I cut off the throttle, let go of the sticks, and this thing leveled off, as you saw there. So, you get in trouble with this, cut off that throttle and let go of the sticks. It is stable enough to level itself. See if I can keep it close. This thing is so hard to keep close. I was flying away. I lost orientation. Oh my goodness. And I turned too hard. So we're out in the sticks here, folks. Well, maybe this isn't for total beginner pilots like me, more for intermediate, beginner intermediates. Even though it's a 2-channel, it's kind of hard to maintain orientation on this. Where did I crash? Oh God, how am I going to get across this? Well, I got to get across it. It's over here somewhere. Where are you? Came down around here somewhere. There you are. Are you still in one piece? I'm stuck in these bushes. Still got the props. Got all components. We're good to go. Let's go finish this battery. This crush cone on the front does its job very well. Let's adjust this trim a bit. Oh, the thing was all the way to the left. No wonder I was having problems. Okay, let's try it again. The nose cone came off. Oh! Did you see that? It's acrobatic, isn't it? And the nose cone popped off. Yeah, you're real acrobatic, all right. Hold on, folks. I'm going to tape that nose cone on here. It went tail heavy when the nose cone popped off and did a loop. I got some tape in my quadcopter box. I should have glued this nose cone on. Okay, this has had 3 hard crashes and not a dent on this thing. This thing is tough. I like that. This crushable nose, I've put some tape on it for now. When I get back home, I'm going to glue this on so it doesn't come off. But right now, let's go for another flight of the Fly Shark and see what it can do. My wife and dog are at the other end of the field. Let me fly by them. Okay, it seems to have trouble turning to the left right now. Maybe I got to take a closer look at this thing. Okay, there we go. When I could put it in high power there, I was at high power there and it had a problem going to the left. Now it's going to the left fine. Maybe I got to take a look at that propeller. That one it came off, possibly replace it. But we're flying good now. Yeah, this thing's hard to see with this color scheme. You know, it looks like a combat aircraft. You know, it's a combat aircraft color scheme, but it's hard to see. That gray. I recommend, this comes in other colors, by the way, folks. I recommend you consider the more visible ones, like the yellow, so that you can fly this better. I'm going to line this up for a landing now. No, I don't have any wind. I'm going to take it down to the other end of the field where my wife is at, and then bring it in, cutting throttle a bit. Oh my goodness, let's take it around one more time again. That wasn't good. Not a good lineup at all. Try it one more time here. I'm having a hell of a time lining it up. There we go. I'll just land it. Nice landing that time. By the way, because of this, the speed on this thing, it's fast. I recommend you fly in an open field. Find yourself a nice, large open field to fly this. You're not going to be able to fly this in your backyard like the other FX800 series. This one needs a real field to fly from. I don't even know if I can hand launch this thing because it really needs to get a lot of speed up before it takes off. So keep that in mind too, folks. But overall, this is the conclusion of the flight of the FX861. It is a pretty neat airplane, not quadcopter. I don't normally do quadcopter reviews, folks. And those props look fine. So, okay. So again, the FX861. You know, I initially said beginners could fly this. I'm a little bit hesitant to say that now. This is more of an intermediate flyer, a two-channel flyer still, but still more for intermediates, particularly because of the speed of this thing. This thing will get away from you pretty fast. So, but it is crash resistant. We've discovered that today. So I hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101. Signing out.